Mindfulness. How does it enhance well-being? In order to understand what this presentation is going to be about, we need to understand what mindfulness is. As defined by the Rubber Brain Morris et al. 2018, mindfulness is bringing focus to your momentary experience without judgment. So what does this mean exactly? Mindfulness helps us notice what's going on inside us. It forces us to face our stressful thoughts, negative emotions, and try not to put them to the side. I'm sure we've all heard that repressing emotions and feelings leads to worse consequences later on. Hence, mindfulness invites us to acknowledge them. It actually allows us to lay them out and meet them with openness, giving us a chance to respond with clarity and care. As referenced in the Rubber Brain, mindfulness can allow us to create space between our aware situation and response, allowing us to be aware of our beliefs and thoughts. Being able to focus on the present moment allows us to reflect on those beliefs, whether they're optimal or suboptimal. So you may be wondering, how can you, a student, benefit from mindfulness? Halliday et al. 2018 conducted a study looking at whether mindfulness could help students deal with stress, anxiety, and depression. They pulled data from lots of different studies, which is called a meta-analysis. And here's what they found. Compared to students who didn't get help at all, those practicing mindfulness had fewer symptoms of depression, anxiety, and lower stress levels. So yes, just acknowledging your thoughts can benefit you in ways you would have never guessed. You may be thinking, what about your traditional ways to reduce these symptoms, like therapy or educational programs? These actually yielded similar results to those participants undergoing mindfulness. If it couldn't get any better, undergoing mindfulness for just 2 weeks made a difference, so you don't have an excuse now. Moreover, a study by Arago and his colleagues revealed that first-year medical students who underwent mindfulness-based stress reduction had significant reductions in perceived stress, but also an increase in self-compassion. As defined by Neff 2023, self-compassion refers to being supportive toward oneself when experiencing suffering or pain. What this means is essentially being kind to ourselves when we mess up an assignment or not get a grade that we're very proud of. Learning to have compassion for ourselves, especially in relation to mindfulness, go hand in hand. Mindfulness allows us to notice when we're struggling, and compassion helps us respond with care rather than criticism. In the context of being a student, self-compassion is a valuable skill to have in life as it can reduce burnout, improve resilience, and overall improve our well-being. Last but not least, McConville et al. 2017 looked at how mindfulness training affects students, especially in health professions. Results showed that students who engaged in mindfulness showed signs of improved self-efficacy, mood, and empathy, which relates to self-compassion. Carey and Forsyth define self-efficacy as an individual's belief, his or her capacity to execute behaviors necessary to produce specific performance attainments. In the context of well-being, self-efficacy is a crucial part as it helps to improve performance, encourage motivation, and boost positive thinking. All of these factors attribute to improved well-being as you're projecting positive self-thoughts and are feeling confident enough in your own skills. So, if you're really starting to feel the weight of student life, mindfulness can be a quick and easy way to get rid of those negative thoughts and stressors that may be worrying you. So how do we introduce mindfulness into our everyday routine? First, we're going to be looking at the grounding exercise by Schultz. This technique is purposely meant for you to take in the details of your surroundings. Its main purpose is to notice small details that your mind often tunes out. Firstly, you need to take a step back and take in a deep breath. You then identify 5 things you can see, 4 things you can feel, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. This grounding technique can significantly improve well-being by reducing anxiety, enhancing mindfulness, and promoting a sense of calm and control, especially during moments of stress or emotional overwhelm. As per the Rubber Brain Morris et al. 2018, body scans needs to be one of the most popular ways to practice mindfulness. In order for this to work, you want to find a comfortable position, could be either sitting, standing, or laying down. Once you've done this, you want to take in a few deep breaths to focus in the moment. As you're doing this, you want to focus on the sensation of breathing, how the air feels entering and exiting your body. You don't need to label this feeling as anything. You just need to pay attention to it and acknowledge it's there. You then want to redirect your attention down to your body. You want to notice what area may feel filled with stress or tension. Some areas may feel tingly, soft, sore. If you feel like your mind is beginning to wander, just redirect your attention to the task. The next task we're going to be looking at is journaling. This involves you writing down your thoughts and feelings with full awareness and acceptance. You can set a timer for a determined amount of time and write down how you're feeling in the moment. This can mean physically, mentally, or emotionally. The key to this exercise is just to focus in the moment and don't alter what you're writing down. After you're done, you can go back on this and reflect on patterns, feelings, and find constructive ways to replace them if they're maladaptive. This improves well-being by encouraging you to stay present and reflect on your thoughts and emotions. It helps reduce stress, build emotional awareness, and nurtures self-kindness and clarity, as per Anderson. In addition to the benefits that mindfulness can have on you, a student, I want to expand how the neurodivergent community can benefit from mindfulness. An article by Des 2024 highlights how mindfulness can help neurodivergent people, such as those with autism or ADHD, better understand their bodily and emotional cues. Mindfulness emphasizes the need for flexible, individualized practices like mindfulness stimming, sensory-based grounding, or listening to music. As traditional mindfulness methods may not suit everyone, the goal is to foster awareness without judgment, tailored to neurodivergent needs. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you guys found some ways to implement mindfulness in your everyday life and deal with stress in a more healthy way.